Sri Gadeshaya Namaha, Sri Janki Vallabha Vijayate, Sri Dwarikadhishaya Namaha. Greetings on Guru Purnima. Today is Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is held when the full moon, that is Purnima, falls in the sign of Dhanu or Sagittarius. Sagittarius or Dhanu is the sign of Rishis, if the sign of saints is the sign of the Gurus. That is why moon falling in Sagittarius, away about 180 degrees from sun, that is during during Purnima, is when we celebrate the Guru Purnima. Our saints, past saints, were masters of astronomy, and astrology is a direct derivative of that mastery of astronomy that our sages had. All our festivals have astrological reasons for it. All the Hindu festivals. Nothing is celebrated in random. So let us today understand why it is that today is Guru Purnima and not on some other day. Let us look at the sunrise chart of today. If we see the sunrise chart of today in Muzaffarpur, Bihar, the sunrise happened at 5, 7 and 34 am. What you see here, sun and moon are in opposition. When I say in opposition, opposite houses. If we look at the degree, then suppose I go from the middle point of this house, then going to Cancer is 30 degree, going to Simha, that is Leo, is 60 degree, going to Kanya, Virgo 90, Libra, Tula 120, Vrishchik, Scorpio 150, and Dhanu, Kumbha 180. So when moon comes at the same degree as the sun here, it will be 180 degree and Purnima will end. As soon as moon got ahead of sun by 168 degree, Purnima started. Currently, at sunrise rather, not currently, moon was ahead of sun by approximately 170 degrees. That is approximately 2 degrees out of the 12 degrees of Purnima was done. Therefore, we find that 85.85% of Purnima is still left. Please follow my cursor to understand what I am saying. So, we have the full moon with moon in Sagittarius, and therefore, this is Guru Purnima today. The best part about this year's Guru Purnima is that Jupiter is along with Sun. So this, and it is happening on a Thursday. So today it is happening on a Thursday. That is another beautiful part about this entire configuration. Going forward, let us try to understand with an example of another festival how this entire system works. Just like Guru Purnima happens on Purnima, that is full moon in Dhanu, Sagittarius, Deepavali happens when there is a new moon in Libra. Okay, new moon in Libra. What happens in new moon or Amavasya compared to Purnamasi, when sun and moon are at a distance of 168 degree to 180 degree. In Amavasya, moon is now chasing the sun. In Purnima, moon is still going away from the sun. So till 180 degree, moon moves ahead of the sun, it is going ahead of the sun. After the Krishna Paksh starts, the moon begins to chase the sun. So Amavasya falls when moon is behind the sun by 12 degree, and it ends when there is an exact conjunction of the sun and moon, that is they come at 0 degree to each other. Okay. Now we just saw that sun was at 23 degree Gemini. From Purnima to Amavasya, there are approximately 15 days, 15 tithis. So if we have to assume which sign will sun be during the next Amavasya, which is after 15 days, a very back of the envelope calculation will tell us that In one day, sun moves by approximately 1 degree. Why? Because sun covers one sign of the zodiac in 1 month. One sign of the zodiac is 30 degrees. So if the sun moves 30 degree of the zodiac in 1 month, rather appears to move, because sun is stable, the earth is moving. What we talk about as the sun is actually the movement of earth around the sun. So since it appears to move 30 degree of the zodiac in 1 month, in one day, it is a reasonable assumption that sun will have moved about 1 degree of the zodiac. In 15 days, it would have moved 15 degrees. Sun is at a little more than 23 degree Gemini. So in 15 days from now, what degree sun will be at? If we do a back of envelope calculation, we find that sun is at 23 point something right now. So add 15 degrees, add 7 degrees, it takes us to Cancer, and then add 8 more degrees. So somewhere around 8 degrees on Cancer. So let us see what the next Amavasya will look like. If we move to the next Amavasya, that is 15 days hence, it will be something like this. Let us check if it is coming. So you see the sun and moon are together. What is the difference between sun and moon? Moon has already moved ahead by a little bit. Okay, so it is highly likely that Amavasya began the last day. Let us see the last day. When we see the last day, we see that Amavasya had already begun. You see Lagna and Sun. Sun is a little ahead of the Lagna, which means that sunrise happened a little earlier. Okay, sunrise happened a little earlier. How much earlier? If we go by it, sorry, a little later. Because for sunrise, Lagna has to be the same degree as Sun. So first, let us come to the exact sunrise. So the exact sunrise is somewhere between 5:14 and 5:15, 5:14:34 and 5:15:34. Let us try to make it a little before rather. So it will be around 5:14. Yeah. So this is the approximate sunrise that we are getting around 5:14:17. If I have to check it further in Panchanga, then you find that sunrise is at 5:14. So our basic mathematical calculation was correct. What do we see here? We say here that sun and moon. Sun is in Cancer. Sun is in Cancer at 7 degree. Moon is at Gemini in 26 degree. So if we try to find out the difference between these two, moon has about 3.5 degrees in Gemini left, then 7 degrees. So it is just 10 degrees behind Surya. So Amavasya has started. We can see that they are in different signs, but what we have to ensure is that the difference between these two is what we consider, even if they are in different signs, which will happen when sun is in the earlier degrees of a sign. We don't have to bother too much about it. Okay, so here we see that Amavasya in Karkata, it starts on 24th July, somewhere around the morning. So the entire day of 24th July will be Amavasya. When are we getting Amavasya in Tula, when Diwali will happen? A very simple rule is after approximately 3 months, because sun will be in Simha, Leo, in 30 days, in Kanya in 60 days, and in Libra in 90 days. So what if we move it by 3 months? Please remember that it will not always be 3 months. It will be a little here and there because of the path, the variable path of the moon. But we are doing a reasonable assumption, and then we'll adjust our assumption to understand when Deepavali will actually fall. Let us go to September 24. Okay, now Lagna is still below. So sun, as we know, as we go through the year, the sunrise will become later and later and later. What do we see? Moon is already ahead of the sun. So Amavasya has already happened. Moon is already ahead of the sun by quite a margin. So it has happened a few days before. We are right now in Shukla Tritiya. So at least since the Chandra Tithi is about 1 day, let us go back about 3 days to find out where we are. If we go back 3 days, then moon is behind sun. Let us see here. Moon is at 24° Leo. If moon is at 24° Leo and sun is at 4° Virgo, it means that they are about 10 degrees apart. So we see Amavasya has already started. Do you see that? Amavasya has already started here. And this Amavasya is happening when sun is in Virgo. But when do we need Amavasya? We need the Amavasya. So, sorry, our calculation was a little off. We needed to go ahead by 3 months. We have gone ahead only by 2 months. Let us go ahead by 1 more month to see when Diwali will actually be there. If we go ahead by 1 more month, now we see that sun is in the sign of Libra. Okay, so sun is in the sign of Libra, and what do we see here? We see here is that moon is behind sun by about 3 and 3, 6 degree. Let us check for the previous day if Amavasya had already started. If we check on the previous day, then moon was behind by about 17 degrees. So Amavasya has not started. Therefore, we will go to October 21 only. Once we go to October 21, then we'll find the actual sunrise time. See here, what do we see? 24° Virgo. Sun is at 3° Libra. So sunrise has not happened yet. The Lagna has to move to 3° Libra. For the Lagna to move at 3° Libra, it will approximately be we can very easily see in the ephemeris. The reason I am doing is so that you also understand the logic behind it, how the sunrise happens, what is the relationship between the sunrise and the ascendant point. Okay, so this is the approximate time. So at sunrise, which is approximately 5:54 and 26 seconds. No, a little before that. Just yeah, let us take an approximation. So here we see Amavasya is rising with 45% Amavasya left. Okay. Now what is happening is that this is a Shuddha Tithi. That is, we are getting Amavasya at sunrise, but at the Pradoshakal, there will be no Amavasya left. At the Pradoshakal, we get the Pratipada, that is the Krishna Paksha Pratipada. Since at the Pradosh Kal we get the Krishna Paksha Pratipada, so the question arises, when will Diwali actually be in 2025? Whether Diwali will be on 21st of October or Diwali will be on 20th of October. Okay. Since we are getting a Shuddha Amavasya Tithi here, there is no Chaya. Deepavali will be on 21st of October only. The Udaya Tithi will be counted, and on the basis of the Udaya Tithi, we'll decide Diwali. Now, what is happening here? Here, sun is in Libra. So, Unlike the full moon, where the sign of moon is considered. Moon was in Sagittarius, is in Sagittarius for Guru Purnima today. For Deepavali, we'll look at the sign of sun. And mostly Deepavali happens when sun is in Chitra Nakshatra. Now see a couple of things here. The moon is very dark, it is Amavasya. The moon is also Nichagami because very soon moon will go into the sign of Scorpio where it will become debilitated. Surya is already Nichastha, it is already debilitated. Sun is debilitated in Libra. So Surya is, both of them are so dark. Why do we celebrate Deepavali on a very dark moment? See, it was a very dark night because people knew that if Rama did not return to Ayodhya after the 14 years he had spent in Vanavasa, Bharat ji would give up on his life. He will commit suicide because that was the vachan that he had given, that if Ram doesn't come back after 14 years, I'll no longer live. It was a very dark night. And who illuminates that night? It was the Ramdut Hanuman who comes and tells Bharatji that Sri Ram is coming to Ayodhya. Now see, Surya is in Chitra. The Nakshatra lord of Chitra is nothing but Vayu. Let me show the chart again. Surya for Deepavali is in Chitra. You see Chitra Nakshatra. Surya is in Chitra and Chitra Nakshatra is owned by Vayu, and Pavanputra Hanuman who came as the beacon of light in this very dark night and saved the life of Sri Bharat. And that is what the significance of this astronomical configurations. So all our festivals are very logical in this manner. There is a very strong astronomical, astrological reasoning behind it. And as we go ahead, I plan to make some videos to explain how our festivals actually are celebrated as per the astronomical principles. That is all for today. Wish you all a very happy Guru Purnima. Namaskar. Shri Dwarika Dhishaya.